Hi everybody, I'm Mike. This is Budget Guns and Gear Reviews. Today we're going to take a look at 10 budget-friendly gift ideas for the outdoorsman. Stick around. Maybe we'll learn something together.
Keeping in mind this is in no particular order, the first thing we're going to talk about is a water filter. Clean water is a must for the outdoorsman, so having a means to secure that is critical. You won't always have the time to boil, and having a filter like the Sawyer Mini or a pump style filter like this Survivor Pro is an absolute must, and the outdoorsman in your life will thank you for it. Next up is flint and steel, since the ability to start a fire is crucial in the woods. Flint and steel has an advantage over a lighter or matches or a ferro rod in that it lasts longer and the materials needed are renewable. So this would be a great addition to any woodsman's kit. That being said, a close second would be a ferro rod. Again, a ferro rod will last a lot longer than lighter and matches and is a very dependable way to get a fire going. Since the value of a good night's sleep can't be overrated, hammock comes in on number 4 on the list. Being able to be up off the ground and lay in comfort and get a good night's sleep is so important out in the woods that, millions of dollars are spent in research on this, but I think that good old hammock is a really good bet to achieve those goals. Speaking of a good night's sleep, a hammock alone isn't sufficient. You have to have something to insulate yourself with, like this wool blanket here that you see all my gear dumped out on. That's an 80% wool blanket available from Ectos. I got it on Amazon, and you'll find a link to it in my influencer store. There's also 100% wool blankets, which are just awesome. They're a little bit more costly, of course, but well worth it. I used 2 of the brown ones and one of the blue ones here on a 20-degree overnighter, and boy oh boy, I was toasty. Something else required to be warm is firewood, and to get that, you need a folding saw. I like to carry these because they're light, they're compact, they're handy, and the good ones work really well. There are a lot of different brands. I happen to use this Corona razor tooth, and boy oh boy, I don't think I would go out into the woods without a folding saw. Coming in at number 7 is a compass. You need to know how to get back to where you came from and how to get to where you're going, and the Suunto MC2 really foots the bill. Make sure you get some training on how to use it, but then don't go in the woods without it. Another necessary piece of gear that your outdoorsman would like would be a single-walled stainless steel bottle. Shown here is the Pathfinder bottle and cup set. Any single-walled bottle will do. If you break or lose your filter, you have to have a way to boil water. Plus, being able to drink a nice hot cup of tea or coffee, or hell, just even water on a cold day is a real bonus to your morale. Not to mention the fact that a hot steel bottle of water inside your sleeping bag or blanket goes a long way to keeping your feet warm. Say that home is where the heart is, but in the woods it could be said that home is where the tarp is. From covering up your hammock to sleeping in as a ground tent, a tarp is a very versatile piece of equipment. Whether you get it in oilskin or nylon, traditional or modern, it can serve you well in many situations and is an absolutely essential piece of kit anytime I go out in the woods. And coming in last, but certainly not least, is a good fixed blade knife. There's an absolute reason why a knife was one of man's first manufactured tools. It does the myriad of complex or simple tasks around the camp, from making kindling to splitting firewood to being useful for carving notches for building shelter, to dressing game, to defending your life in the last ditch. Having a good knife by your side is an absolute must for the outdoorsman, and that someone in your life will absolutely appreciate a good knife.
So I'm Mike, this is Budget Guns and Gear Reviews, and that was my look at 10 budget-friendly gift ideas for the outdoorsman. You can find links to everything in my Amazon influencer web store, which I will link below. Feel free to buy them wherever else. Just, hey, this will help the channel out and not cost you an extra dime. If you like what you saw, Please like, share, subscribe. Consider becoming a patron on my Patreon account. And as always, come on back. Maybe we'll learn something together.
What you want?